Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of The Tai Chi Master, a Chinese action film from 1997. Not to be confused with the Jet Li movie from 1993. This one stars Wu Jing and is a 2-hour film that was condensed from a 25-episode television series. Yes, you heard that correctly. A 25-episode television series, with each episode lasting 45 minutes each, was cut and re-edited into a 2-hour film. Now, such an endeavor may seem impossible, but it's emphatically successful here. Definitely one of the best martial arts movies you'll ever see, despite having a few drawbacks. Now, first of all, the production values are not the best here. The visuals are a bit hazy, and the sound design could have been better, to say the least. Not a big deal for me personally, because I find that I get used to it fairly quickly. I mean, I've seen a lot of Hong Kong films from the 80s, early 90s. A lot of those were low-budget action films, and they don't look that great on DVD, so I'm kind of used to this kind of thing. The second drawback is that the editing is a bit choppy. Which is probably a consequence of editing a television series down into movie form. And third, the storyline does feel a bit rushed at times. This is basically set during the 1800s and is about a young man who learns Tai Chi and clashes with a number of people, one of which is a vindictive prince. Now, the overall story and conflicts are good enough, but it's the side stories and side characters that are weakened by this condensed version. However, one positive aspect that helps to mitigate this is the likability of the protagonists. There's a bit of humor that's used well to give them some color and personality, and the actors have good chemistry with one another, and it's fun watching them interact. But that's not the best aspect of this film. The real reason to watch this is for the martial arts. And I kid you not, this is one of the most action-packed martial arts movies ever made. The first hour is peppered with some very entertaining fights, but the truly spectacular scenes are found during the second half. And that begins right around the midpoint with a pagoda sequence, lasting a whopping 20 minutes. That represents exactly what Bruce Lee was going for when making Game of Death. Now, if you remember, Bruce Lee wanted his character to fight a different opponent with a different fighting style on each level of the pagoda. You know, a pagoda is kind of like a multi-floored building. So, the Game of Death that was eventually released in 1978 only had about 15 minutes of Bruce Lee footage because he passed away before he got a chance to finish the film. Well, the pagoda sequence in the Tai Chi Master forces our protagonist to fight against a Korean kickboxer, a Mongolian wrestler, a Mao pole fighter, a master of inner chi, a Japanese lady ninja, and a drunken monk. So let me put this into perspective for you, okay? Because it's a treat when you see one fight in any action movie that showcases opponents with completely different fighting styles. This movie gives you 6 in a row. It's insane. And that's not all. Like they say in those infomercials, but wait, there's more. So after all of this, okay, we are treated to a 3-phase duel between 2 practitioners of Tai Chi. So this time you get 2 guys with a very similar style, and it's just as awesome. One of these fights takes place amidst hundreds of hanging swords, in like an arena of sorts. Now, the fighting in this movie is so intricately choreographed that it will blow your mind. There are so many martial arts maneuvers in this film that I've never seen before. And I'm not an expert in martial arts by any means, but I feel like I have a greater knowledge of Tai Chi and its overall style of fighting after watching this movie because you see so much of it and it's captured so well. This is just fantastic stuff. Now, this movie and Killzone from 2005 made me an instant fan of Wu Jing when I initially saw them. I love this guy, and I try to watch every action movie he's in. Now, unfortunately, he has had a very inconsistent film career, with some inexplicable patches of inactivity and some non-action fluff pieces that he's been in. So it's nice to see him reach some financial success in recent years. Both Wolf Warrior and SBL 2, A Time for Consequences, made a lot of money in 2015, so he's on a bit of a hot streak recently. But I would actually say that the Tai Chi Master could be his best film in his filmography, at least the best action film. So those are my thoughts on the Tai Chi Master. I mean, it's just great. Now, the distribution company, Tai-Seng Entertainment, that was initially responsible for the DVD release in the United States, went out of business a few years ago. But the DVD is still relatively easy to find, at a slightly inflated price. You can find it on Amazon, for instance. Now, I suspect that it will be more difficult to find a few years from now, so I actually recently purchased a second copy for my personal library, because you never know when the one copy will get lost or break or get scratched. So I have two, just in case. Fortunately, though, it is available on YouTube, if you'd like to watch it there, in both subtitled and English dubbed form. So check this one out. I definitely recommend it, especially if you're a fan of intricate showcasing of martial arts. And as always, we'll see you next time.